Thank you so much for joining us on Insights. My name is Lawrence Umotte. It's Citizen FM 93.7. Only last month, President Muhammad Buhari signed into law a constitutional amendment that granted more powers to the state to license, to generate, and even to transmit and distribute electricity. While railways were also moved from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent list in the 16th Constitutional Amendment Bill in which he assented to. Despite this, there has been more campaign for devolution of more powers to the states. There have also been stringent calls on the federal government to shed some load, so to speak, and relieve itself of a lot of the over 63 items in the exclusive legislative list, thereby allowing states more room to operate. This has been interpreted in different forms, and that's where the term restructuring became a sing-song. On Insight today, we are examining the feasibility of the calls for devolution of more powers to the state in the Nigerian Federation. There are those who believe that devolution of more powers to the state will boost the nation's economy and end insecurity. Others believe it will bring out the comparative advantage of every state, and our natural resources that are lying waste will be fully harnessed to boost the economy. Well, on Insight today, my guest is Honorable Nwosu Emmanuel. He is an APC chieftain. He is also the National Director, Amalgamated APC Support Groups. Welcome to Insight, Honorable Emmanuel.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and Honorable Emmanuel is also an engineer by profession. I hope I'm right.
Absolutely.
All right. So you can join our live stream on Citizen FM. That's on YouTube by typing in Citizen FM 93.7, and you can watch the live from anywhere in the world. You can also listen to us online on www.citizenfm.ng. And not forgetting our social media platforms on Facebook at Citizen FM Abuja, on Instagram at Citizen FM 937, and also on Twitter at Citizen FM 937. At 10:30 we will open the phone lines, but for now we will pick on we'll pick on his brains, and let's make some clarity on the topic at hand. Once again, my guest is Nwosu Emmanuel, an APC chieftain and also National Director, Amalgamated APC Support Group. Once again, welcome to Inside, Nwosu.
Thank you.
All right, straight up, let's start this way. Some school of thought say devolving powers in Nigeria is a necessity and not a choice. Do you agree with this?
Well, it depends on what people mean. Well, thank you once more. It depends on what people mean by devolution of powers. I think the system we run today, power is reasonably devolved already to states. The only thing that is remaining is to take it to local governments, and it is the states that are frustrating it. But let's get to what people claim will help the country if we devolve more powers. Everybody feels that the center is too concentrated. The center is too powerful. I don't think so, because if we talk economy, fiscal devolution of powers, for now, recently the president ascended to certain amendment to the constitution where some first-line charges were moved out of the exclusive list. Railway and power, to a larger extent, they have been moved out. So nothing stops states now from going on in that line. If we look at what is happening in Lagos, you see massive development is because somebody who was there laid a good foundation. I mean, the center did not stop Lagos from developing long after the capital was moved away from there. It became an enormous commercial city, okay? But the people who governed Lagos had the vision to make it a mega city. Last week, we saw what happened in Imo State. The governor of Imo State commenced the dredging of Urashi River, which is very close to the Atlantic. Means that if the Southeast governors agree to pull together, they can make a huge investment pool that will bring about a deep sea port there that can compare to what we have in Lagos. So for me, if he's talking about physical devolution of powers, I think is there. The only thing that people are looking at is policing the country. So everybody saying restructure so that we have our own police. It will not work that way. Even the nations we copy, it took time for them to organize their policing system, even the security agencies, so that the discipline that it demands, I don't think we have it yet. So when an FBI agent steps in, he said, this is my jurisdiction now.
Everyone backs up.
Everybody backs up. So, but here, you walk in and say, you see somebody who is a local government security operator will start to fight a national police officer. So, we have large level of reorientation to go through, reformation in the police and the other agencies before we talk about that aspect of devolution of powers.
Okay, before we go down to some of these issues, once upon a time, I know that at least from history, states, regions were powerful before, very powerful before the advent of the military, before the military interventions of 1967. And it's been how many years after this? And we are now in the Fourth Republic. Those things that made us as a nation take a second look at how powerful these states were and region and decide to concentrate, to move towards unitary form of powers.
System.
Why are we, what has changed?
Well, I think, this issue of religion, ethnicity, kept playing. But the turning point to me was the military coup of 1966. I suspect that, after the war, okay, and the events that led up to it, a couple of people felt, whoa, if we retain this regional system, we could experience this easily again, where people controlled army and police, and they had their weapons legally. They can easily, a region can really decide to do one thing or the other, So they said, no, let us come to the center so that we monitor everybody. Now, again, with development, everybody is saying, no, the world is changing. We need competition. The argument in favor of further devolution of power is it will make people more competitive, because states will now say, okay, I'm on my own. If I don't do well, the other people will overtake me. As we speak today, there's no state that is held down by another from developing at your own pace. You can increase your IGR and nobody will stop you. What we lack are governors who are creative. Everybody is talking about the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu as if he's one man from outer space. No, it's just that this is a man that has wide, great vision. And that is what it takes to build a great nation. In Dubai, those guys will look at you and say, in the next 5 years, we want to have all citizens moving around using UFO-like devices. Okay, flying saucers, and they will work at it and they will deliver it. They just think crazily. So Tinubu thought crazily, and I'm happy that yesterday Dangote gave him the credit he deserved. That's what our governors need. Just think out of the box and do crazy things. Believe that you can build a mega city in your state, and you can achieve it. Nobody is stopping anybody. I think that we should slow down with this quest for devolution of powers.
Well, in your opening statement, you said what we need is more powers to the local government. Now, let's look at it. There are a lot of people who even believe that local government councils are subordinate jurisdictions of subnational governments, and therefore they shouldn't even be a third tier of government. It should be state and federal. And whatever the state wants to do with the local government, it should be their choice.
That's where the problem is. Because what we experience today is where states annex local governments. Every fund that is to go to local government, the states take it and use it the way they want. They just give handouts to local government. So, to my mind, what we should run is a federal, state, and local government very distinct jurisdictions, so that the state will not lord it over the local governments. That is where development should be. You understand? Many people cannot even access their state headquarters because of distance from their locality, but they can get to their local government headquarters and engage in governance. So for me, we need to make sure that we have our local governments in full autonomy.
Oh, okay. Tied to that, what is the place of good democratic practice? What is the place of the citizens, especially at the local government level? How do we galvanize that interest in governance and in politics?
Well, I think, you see, everybody is focused on the federal government. People forget that they have a government that is reasonably powerful, very close to them. So we need a lot of enlightenment. It's so sad that during council or local council elections, you see comprehensive apathy. People don't even know anything is happening. You say, oh, there's an election today. You say, for what? It's a local government. It's okay. Who are the people? I don't know anything about it. And these are very informed individuals. So I think we need to, first of all, give power to the local government. The moment local governments are autonomous and they can execute their contracts and build their environment without interference from the states, I guess the citizens' interest will come on. Why everybody is talking about federal government is because people feel, oh, they have all the powers, they can do and undo. Let the powers come down to the local government and you will see a shift in attention. People will begin to look at their local council leaders and ask them questions, because those are the people we should really hold responsible and accountable. Unfortunately, we can't do it now because they don't have any power. If you talk to them, they say, what do I have? Every fund that comes here goes to the governor, and the governor gives us only our allowances and maybe salary.
Well, that may be so, but I also know that most of the time, a lot of people have also criticized politicians, people, your colleagues, your constituency. For example, you are national director of amalgamated APC support groups. How much of jobs have you done at the local level to galvanize this support, and not just in Abuja?
Thank you very much. You see, the truth of the matter is that in the last two dispensations since the Fourth Republic, support groups became more active and more
in Abuja and
not Abuja,
and in state capitals.
In the last election, let me tell you, the activities of support groups were concentrated at the ward levels, not in Abuja, because most of the people that make up these support groups reside in the rural areas. majority, 98%. It's only a few leaders that you will see in Abuja, but the bulk of the members. So the activities went down to the grassroots. Nonetheless, they were all talking about the presidential elections. You see, so it has not started to discuss elections at the council level, which is the next thing we need to do, honestly, because I know that we control a very large chunk of followership at the ward level. So if we tell them council elections are more important to you than this presidential election, I think attention will focus there. Nonetheless, remember, until powers are given to local governments, it will be useless. If you go today, for instance, Anambra State is planning to hold local government elections. No other party is getting involved because whoever is the governor will railroad his choice.
Why is this so?
It's so because there is no power, there's no autonomy. There has to be law that will make it possible for the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct local government elections away from state.
This is a paradox. We are talking of devolving powers to the state, and
Yes.
you want to drag INEC from Abuja to come and conduct local council elections.
That is why I say we have not got the discipline we need to devolve power. You see, the truth of the matter is that take the placing, for instance, where you allow a state governor to control his police. He can stop the president from coming to do anything in the state. Our mentality is frightening when you see the way, even as we speak, the way some of our governors behave. You will marvel what they do. They behave like lords. They behave like dictators. If you give them the power of policing, then anything can happen.
Well, you see, this argument is neither here nor there. We can go back and forth for the whole day because, one, yes, the governors have enormous powers, but the governors do not operate in isolation. You have the state houses of assembly. You have
Those are puppets.
You have politicians who will go the governor to do certain things like this. If we are we going on like this forever?
Well, you see, it will take a lot of time, years, 20, 30 years to come. I'm sorry to say it, before we get polished in our mentality, and all of us are guilty of it. A situation where everybody runs to the governor or the president for something, especially financial inducement or gains.
That's what the politicians do.
Not politicians, everybody. If you're a public servant, you depend on money, you must go to them for help. If you're a civil servant, they may hold your salary and you'll be weeping and crying. They will treat you as if you're nobody. So everybody, we must have to first of all begin to obey laws. The judiciary must be given full powers. When you go against the law, you are punished, no matter who you are. We have seen France's former president sentenced for whatever offense he committed. It doesn't happen here. So the first thing is to make the law functional.
There are laws.
That people
there are laws on ground.
I know, but I'm saying make them functional. Our laws are not functional, so nobody obeys them. Look at what a central bank governor did, and everybody is keeping quiet. You said you printed money with 400 billion naira, and today nobody has seen that money you printed. We have gone back to the old currency. Nobody is questioning anybody. He doesn't have immunity. Which kind of law do we operate here? So the first thing is, let us start to operate our laws so that the governors, we know their limitations. Now we are hoping that the state assemblies will become autonomous, really, financially, and also state judiciary. Because when the chief judge of a state, we have to go and wait for 5 hours to see the governor to request for little fund for the judiciary. How do you expect them to give judgment that will affect the sitting governor or his interest?
All right, we need to take a short break. And when we return, we will look at a lot of other issues that bother on devolution of more powers to the states and also issues of governance and government. My guest has been Umotte Emmanuel, who is an APC chieftain and is also the national director, Amalgamated APC Support Group. Insight will return in a moment. Please don't go away.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Citizen FM Abuja. 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 Citizen FM Abuja.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Citizen FM Abuja.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Insight on Citizen FM. My name is Lawrence Umotte, and my guest is still in the studio, Umotte Emmanuel, APC chieftain and national director, Amalgamated APC Support Groups. Thank you so much for standing by.
Thank you.
All right, and the phone lines are open now. You can call us on 0903 22 29797. That's 0903 22 29797. Or you can call us on 0818 22 22037. Okay, no, that one is no longer in use. You call us on 0818 22 22205 or 0818 22 22206. Any of those three numbers, you can even send us a WhatsApp message and let's have your name on it and where you're writing in from, and we will be able to take it. And don't forget that our live stream is still on YouTube. You can type Citizen FM 93.7 and you will be part of the live show. And you can also listen to us online on www.citizenfm.ng. And also, if you don't want to call, our Facebook, our social media platforms are also there for your interaction. Facebook, you can talk to us at Citizen FM Abuja. Also on Instagram at Citizen FM 937. We have a caller, Alessi. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Who's on the line, please?
My name is Charles, calling from Gariki.
Okay, Charles, please go ahead.
Okay, interesting program. I want to commend the speaker in your show. He made some important points, but I don't really believe that you have to wait for 30 years to start. You can start. There is no country in this world that doesn't have teething problems when they begin a good program. I believe we can develop power today and we'll still battle all the problems and get it right in the future. We can't just wait because there's a lot of mess in the system. So we need to start now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charles. You want to react to that?
Well, Charles, thank you. Actually, you made a good point. My position is that before we get it close to right, it will take us 20 to 30 years. That is, if we start now. Because of the mentality we have here, the mentality of autocracy. Any little place you put somebody, go and see how such a person exercises raw power. Talk about the local government, even councillors, local government chairmen, governors, before you talk about president. So in Africa, generally, we have this kind of mentality. So we need to build a system first that checks everybody before we can get it right. So I'm not saying now we won't start. I say we start now, but I assure you it's not going to be easy. It will take us a long time before we flush off such mentality.
All right, the numbers are still open. 0903 2229 797. Oh, you can call us on 0818 2222205 or 0818 2222206. Any of these numbers, let's talk. We are looking at the calls for devolving more powers to the state. It's part of our countdown to the inauguration of next week, 29th of May 2023, when we will usher in a new president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So ahead of that, we are looking at some issues that we need to address pending his arrival as the president and commander-in-chief. And my guest is Nwosu Emmanuel, who is an APC chieftain. He's also the national director. Fundamental to all this, when we complain about governance, complain about quality of our people, the recruitment process. How do we throw up our leaders, our presenters at the parliament?
Beautiful. That is the foundation we need to dig deep, excavate, and shake up before we can get it right. Reason I said it will take us a long time. We don't operate laws here. We make too many laws and none is operational. People run their businesses, government runs anyhow. First and foremost, how does a typical political party conduct its affairs in our climate? Because our law says you must run on a political party platform. How do you emerge a candidate of a political party? If you watch what is happening, it looks like the judiciary is now telling us who will be a candidate and who will not be. It is a pointer to our carelessness as operators of political parties. Political parties do not have internal democracy. It's autocracy, which is why I say that our mentality is the problem. And it will take time to flush it off before you talk about organizing a system that will work. And that is why things don't work here, because our system is not yet able to curb our dictatorial mentality.
Is it a cultural thing?
It's not cultural. it is what I say an African thing because this is pandemic in Africa.
Or is it a
it does
historical
happen in
thing?
some parts of the world, other parts of the world, but in Africa it's pandemic almost everywhere. Sit tight mentality. Once somebody gets power, he thinks he's Lord of Manor, even when he's exercising such powers illegally. Most of the powers people exercise, they do so illegally. But because we feel we're above the law or laws don't operate, we continue. So how do we throw up leaders? How can somebody emerge and say that I am the governorship candidate of a political party when such a person failed to meet the requirements set by the party before you come up? Some person somewhere will just say, well, I'm the chairman of this party. I can walk around this and throw up anybody I want. And such person does not connect with the members of the party. You go further, you go into elections, you see a corrupt electoral system where the law does not catch anybody. You just do what you want. At the end of the day, we push it behind and we're moving on. In the last election, you saw a lot of people that ought to be behind bars by now. They are free. And tomorrow, some of them may get... Sometime in Imo State, that was before the present government came, the last election before the present government came, somebody who tore election results at Collation Center in Owerri was appointed the secretary to government of Imo State. It's a known thing. This is what is happening everywhere. So how do you imagine that such individuals will represent good leadership? That's our major issue.
All right. I think I'm scared when you say 20 years. We need to look at the next 20 to 30 years. It's worrisome. If only everyone seems to know what is wrong. But the question is, who's going to bail the cat?
Thank you. Who's going to bail the cat? That is one question I ask every time we have discourse. From president down to councillor, nobody is willing to make the needed sacrifice, because anybody that will do it will first start with himself. Self-discipline, which was why there were great hopes when the president was coming in 2015. Everybody believed that if nothing, he will bring some measured discipline and the serious anti-corruption battle. But he failed. Regrettably, corruption have become more pervasive under his watch. People have done terrible things and nobody questioned them. The last being the central bank governor. And I just heard that he's about to get permission from the president to go on leave. For what?
That's rumor.
It's rumor, quite all right, but rumors don't turn out to be real. But the question is, does he have immunity? Can't we see that this man has done things that damaged our economy enough that apart from removing him, he should be facing serious charges now? I'm just talking in a sane environment. So you say we have a very serious problem on our hands, and it is not something we wish away. Everybody wants it to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. We need to start from the younger generation to begin to train. But there's a question you asked before, reward, how people get appointed and given positions. In our system, mediocrity is given priority above meritocracy. So once you can go and bootlick, go and wash plates. It's in this country that we had a former NAFDAC boss say that some people were going to former President Yar'Adua's house to wash plates, to become ministers. What kind of thing is that?
Okay, I ask you, is Nigeria a hopeless situation?
Well, I don't think it's hopeless, because in our hopelessness and hopeless-looking situation, there's still hope. And that hope lies with the younger. When I say younger, I don't mean people 18 years up. I mean people primary and kindergarten level. If we can concentrate and give them real upbringing, there may be hope. That's why I say 30 years.
So that means people of even your generation has failed.
No, my generation is long gone. We're talking about people who are... Go to the Yahoo industry. What age limit is that?
So let me
from
ask
18
you,
to 25.
So what are you doing in politics? If your generation has failed, if you have failed, what are you doing?
What I am doing as an individual is trying to mentor the younger ones.
Someone who has failed? Someone whose generation has failed?
The generation failed. I said in our hopeless looking situation, there is still hope. For people like us who have track record of fighting injustice in political parties, we have gone to court severally to correct injustices we have in political parties, because that is where it starts. If we want to get it right in our democracy, political parties must be disciplined. You cannot be a lord over members of your party. You must obey your party constitution. There has to be internal democracy. That is when members will willfully elect whoever they want. It's not this one that people are imposed. And it leads me to what is happening, about the 10th Assembly leadership. I don't support imposition of any type. Allow people to go to the floor and do their politicking. If people love you, they support you. The moment we begin this funny aspect of reducing the number and zoning it to an individual, we destroy democracy. It should be about the choice of majority.
Okay, I'm glad that you brought in the issue of internal democracy of political parties and the issue of discipline. You are a politician and you are also, I think, high up there in the scheme of things. Do you really think that this is something that can come to fruition?
Yes. And I will tell you,
ways, just let's...
I will tell you what we're doing in the amalgamated APC support groups. The constitution of that organization has been so tailored that if you want to hold office, you go for elections, and the elections will be organized in a digital manner. You see, we started well when the current Senate amended the Electoral Act to bring in electronic transmission, but we ended badly by putting in some clauses that messed up everything, and then we could not muster the necessary goodwill to say we must go electronic voting. It's no big deal. I was thinking yesterday how that our monies don't get missing when we operate this smart card thing. You go to ATM, you go to POS. If there is deduction and it's not returned, once you go to your bank and fill a form, within some hours or 2 days, your money goes back. How is it so efficient? And we cannot adopt simple things as that to fine-tune our electoral process. So I think it's something we can do if we believe that we want to do it.
All right, it's still Insight, and we are looking at devolution of more powers to the states, and my guest is Musu Emmanuel, who is an APC chieftain, trying to make some clarity to the topic, and the numbers are still open. The phone lines are still open, I beg your pardon, and we have about 5 minutes to wrap this up. If you can call 0903 2229797, or you can call us on 0818 2222205 or 0818-2222-206. Okay, there is a WhatsApp message here. Yes, from Idowu. Says it's writing in from Wuse 2. Says, thank you so much, Citizen FM, for this opportunity. I'm grateful for the information I am getting here. But I have a question for your guest. Please, could you help me ask him what are his... excuse me. Okay, well, yes, I will need to edit this. Please, if you're sending us a message, send us a message that is radio-friendly, that we can read without editing any form. But the long and short of it from Idowu Musu is that he wants to know what are the strengths of the incoming government.
Well, I think everybody knows who the president-elect is. We all know who the vice president-elect is.
Sorry, please. I think let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please.
I thank the guy in the office with you.
His name is Nwosu Emmanuel.
Okay, Mr. Nwosu Emmanuel, my brother, thank you so much for
Thank you.
the message you have made. I totally agree with you in some of the light you have thrown to the public. My name is Lanshman. I'm calling from Karo local government. The society needs to be involved right from our families, like you said. That point caught my attention and I've been thinking about it. You see, the society can only get better when the younger generation are brought to light. You can never have a good work or a good place when the younger ones are learning bad and evil things from the elder ones. Programs like this, I advise, should be encouraged so that the generation that is coming up will learn and will have good future.
Thank you so much. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Well, thank you for the...
Hello, please could you move away from your radio set, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
It's better.
All right, thank you so much. My greeting to your guest in the studio there.
Hello, we still have the feedback. Please move away completely from the radio set. Oh, okay. I think we lost that. Okay, there's another call. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Who's on the line, please?
I'm sorry, I think my name is...
Your name is? Sorry?
My name is Ali Baba.
Okay, please go ahead. You are the last caller.
Okay. I enjoy this program and I'm really appreciative of Mr. Emmanuel. I'm a politician from the grassroots. My name is Ali Baba Ibrahim. Please say our mind, and we really appreciate what you do. And honestly speaking, we like a leader like him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My name is Ali Baba Ibrahim. Living in Abuja.
All right, Ali Baba Ibrahim, thank you so much. We too, we appreciate your call. Thank you so much. So we have barely 2 minutes to wrap this up. So the president-elect is going to be inaugurated formally next week, Monday. What are your expectations? That's one. And two, if you were to offer him one piece of advice, what would that be?
Thank you. Number one, we thank Nigerians who voted for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we are grateful to them for giving APC another chance. We say sorry to them if we didn't perform too well in the last 8 years. We tried our best. We have landmark projects. We have seen credit to the outgoing government. We promise that this time we'll improve on that. Number one is that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man that thinks outside the box. He's somebody that believes that great things can be done. He has proved it. The credit was given to him at the commissioning of Dangote Refinery because he laid the foundation. Now he's coming to lay a foundation for a greater Nigeria. He will do things that people will marvel at. One advice I will give him: do not allow sentiments to overshadow reality. Focus and do things that have not been done before. Don't seek to please anybody. Listen, our currency must be restored, and the way to do it is to kill double market. We must have a single market. We must all go to the bank and get our money. Nobody should be trading our currency by the roadside. Take decisions that are strong. Remove fuel subsidy. It is going to hurt people. When President Jonathan wanted to do it, some people criticized it. We are back to it. We have been squandering trillions of naira and we can't see what we are doing with it. There are things, you must take tough decisions. And you take it now, people may hate you initially, but they will salute you later. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ngosu Emmanuel, for your interventions on Inside. We're really, really grateful. And we hope that we may have cause to bring you back on Inside one of these days.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. That's our package on Inside today. Tomorrow, it's another day and another topic. My name is Lawrence Umotte. Enjoy the rest of your day.
.7 Citizen FM.
Let's talk about it on our favorite radio station.
We're more than just a radio station. We are a part of your life.
Citizens Tech Talk with Mina, bringing you news updates